Welcome to Horse Bytes, your go-to source for keeping up with the show jumping world. What a busy week. 6 major events took place across the globe. Biggest of those was the Saut Hermes 5-star in Paris in the stunning Grand Palais. Coapexpan moved up a star level for their 5-star. Vaher boasted another 4-star, and the US was jam-packed with events from coast to coast, boasting 4 stars in Live Oak, Thermal, and Wellington. Sweden also suffered a blow to their top squad as European Championship silver medalist Douglas Lindelow was suspended pending an investigation following reports of abuse. Lindelow vehemently denies the allegations, but it is reported that the accusers have photos and videos of such actions. He is currently suspended until further notice. Today, however, we're going to look at some of the horses that are showing top form in the sport right now, as well as give you a behind-the-scenes look at sport horse stables in Wellington, Florida, and hear from one of the town's top real estate brokers for some insider insight into the highly sought-after real estate market. But first, let's take a look at this past week's big winners.
Biggest 5-star win of the week went to local Frenchman Julien Anquetin and Blood Diamond Dupont at Saut Hermes in Paris ahead of fellow countrymen Julien Epéard and Donatella Doge. Coapexpan 5-star saw Manuel Gonzalez Dufresne and Hortensia van de Leeuwerk take the win with a 4-fault round in only a 2-horse jump-off. The 4-star at Live Oak saw an incredible feat with Daniel Coyle winning his 3rd World Cup qualifier of the season, this time on the aptly named Incredible, especially since it's their first win together. Ingrid Yelston and VDL Edgar M. took another 4-fault win in another 2-horse jump-off in Thermal's 4-star, while the magical pair of Sana Tyson and Konkidam RB took the win in the 4-star in Vaher. And to round out the week, McLean Ward and Contagious won the 4-star under the lights in Wellington in a shockingly difficult course to top off his stellar week in Florida.
And don't forget, welcome to Showstopper, powered by EquiRatings. Today we're going to talk about a few standout horses that have been absolutely on form in the last 12 months or so. And they're not all obvious superstars. Most surprisingly is the fact that arguably everyone's top pick as the horse of the moment, King Edward, isn't even in the top 15. Remember, we are discussing CAS here, meaning we are looking at clears against standard. So these are the horses that are jumping clear rounds well above their average opponent. Let's take a look at the top 15 horses with a CAS well above average at 4 and 5 stars at $1.50 and above over the last year. Analyzing our top 3, let's first look at number 3 on the list, Zara Dorcheval and Henrik von Eckermann. This 11-year-old mare has won a total of 7 classes at 4 and 5 star $1.50 and above level in the past 12 months. She has by far the highest clear rate on this list, a spectacular and rare clear rate, in fact, of 79%. She hasn't competed a ton, only 24 rounds, and mostly at the 150 and 155 level, but her form and track record is unparalleled. Chapano Balabé and Richard Vogel have jumped fewer rounds than our number 1 spot with a lower clear rate, but the average clear rate of the classes he did jump was also lower. So basically, he has competed in tougher classes across the board, and he is one of the top 5 highest rated 10-year-olds in the sport today. He won the Rolex Finale Grand Prix at WEF last season. He was placed 1st and 2nd in 2m60 classes in Aachen, and he won the 5-star Grand Prix of Monterey. And lastly, the most on-form horse at the moment in our sport is Odense Odeveld. A bit of an unconventional jumper, and not one you'd necessarily pick out as a top athlete, but the horse with by far the strongest CAS value over the past 12 months. He competed quite a lot, 41 rounds, but maintained a stellar clear rate of 61% throughout. He is one of the top 5 highest rated 10-year-olds in the sport currently, with a double clear in the Nations Cup and 3rd place finish in Falsterbo, the highest placed Italian finish at the Europeans in Milan, 2nd in the 5-star Grand Prix of Monterey, 4th in the World Cup of Riyadh, and most recently winners of the 4-star Grand Prix in Vaher a few weeks ago. Super interesting to see the stats on the horses making real waves in our sport today, and always love to see who is peaking at this very moment so I can keep my eye out for an unsuspecting win. Now, I tried out a unique bit starting to pop up around sport yards, and I'll give you my honest opinion about why you should or shouldn't try it out. Have you ever seen a bit like this? It looks similar to a typical racehorse bit or a fixed curb chain of sorts, but it's actually a really soft mouthpiece. It was developed by trotter trainer Billy Houghton to help steer horses back to the rail on the track. I rode it in a few times recently and really liked the results. It's quite gentle with a simple, smooth mouthpiece and comes as a solid steel straight bar, a rubber straight bar, or leather. It gave me really good control of the sides of the mouth and improved my ability to get the horse to follow my hand. I think the mechanism of putting soft pressure on both sides of the chin helped to guide the horse from both sides rather than only responding to one side of the mouth, and the horses weren't able to hang on one side either. I will say, my only complaint would be that it did give some slight rubs on the corners of the mouth, but I suppose you could use a Velcro bit guard to fix that problem. Plus, I spoke to other riders who didn't experience that at all. I'm not sure it would work really great on strong horses. However, the secure pressure might make them more comfortable and they wouldn't be able to take hold of any one side. The best part, however, is that you can find it online for less than $33 US, which in terms of bits these days is a steal. This week's Weekly Wonder, we're exploring the wonder that is real estate in Wellington, Florida. Specifically, the hundreds of sports stables in a 5-mile radius around the Winter Equestrian Festival. Comparatively to typical horse farms, Wellington boasts smaller, more compact estates geared specifically towards sport performance. You rarely see a sprawling 100-acre farm, mainly because space is tight in the town and property values are high, but exercise, training, and care are top priorities for most horse enthusiasts in the area, making the farms unique and incredibly thoughtful. I met up with top broker in the area, Nicole Ramsey from Equestrian Sotheby's, and she graciously took us on a quick tour of the main horse communities and shared some amazing stats with us. Take a look. Grand Prix Village, an exclusive gated community with only farms, no homes, about 50 of them. It's the closest to the showgrounds on the western side, and most farms are only a 7-minute walk to the main arena. And the highest property currently listed is for $28.5 million for 14 acres. Palm Beach Point is also gated, but has homes and barns. It's a bit further west than Grand Prix Village, but a much larger community with around 110 farms and miles of access to trails along the canals. Interestingly, you must have a home in order to build a barn, and the highest currently listed is for $16 million for a property that is under construction and not even built yet. Mallet Hill, also gated, homes and barns again, but a much smaller and more exclusive community. It's the closest to the showgrounds on the eastern side with just around 12 farms. Here you're forced to build over a certain size, and there are no current active listings at the moment. And lastly, Saddle Trail, aka Appaloosa, is to the north of the showgrounds, but homes and farms here are not gated. Lots tend to be smaller, and we see a larger range in style and quality. And the highest active current listing is for $21.5 million for 7.3 acres. When assessing property values in Wellington, Nicole gave us her take on the main things expertise like hers can help highlight.
Location, location, location. Location is key, just like in real estate in other cities where the closer you are to the city center or a specific landmark, the prices go up. Here, it's the proximity to the horse show that really matters. The next thing is number of stalls. The more stalls, the higher the value of the property. That's because these stalls can be rented out. Stalls in these communities rent for anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000 per stall for the season. Size matters, you guys, not only because you can fit in a larger sand ring, grass field, paddocks, perhaps a walker, but also for your horses to have more space, but also because Wellington has a unique restriction that allows 4 stalls per acre, and some communities restrict that even further. We're currently seeing more development, new construction, and renovations happening in Wellington because people are interested in turnkey properties. And lastly, a unique aspect of Wellington real estate is hurricane safety. You have to think about the roof, your impact-resistant windows, and shutters for the horses.
And Nicole gave us a behind-the-scenes peek at some unique sport horse features from some of the most special stables in the area. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to horse real estate in Wellington, but beyond the mansion-like stables and gorgeous surroundings, every single farm is unique and geared towards providing the most luxe, high-tech, and safest environment possible for our equine friends. Now, let's take a look at some of the wildest things from the past week.
All right, the wild things from this week. Oh, look how cute. It's like Mr. Napkin Head, but actually, it's Hay Head. All right, he's jumping. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, wait, take another look at this. Look, the foot gets stuck on the martingale. Horse does a good job to stay up, but wow, that was a wild thing for sure.
If these bloopers made you chuckle, be sure to hit the subscribe buttons for more. And if you have one you'd like to share, please send it along and get an opportunity to be featured on the show. That's a wrap on this week's top highlights. Stay tuned to all of our socials. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow along all the action as it unfolds here on Horse Bytes, your go-to source for keeping up with the show jumping world.